The Gutterblood talk show is a DIY experiment in seeding candid dialogue about the state of the Austin art scene as the city rapidly gentrifies. Held off the grid in the warm intimacy of Sono Osato's studio in Austin, Texas, it weaves people together across a diverse spectrum of cultural stakeholders to form new and stronger bonds and understanding within the community. Gutterblood means the kids who grow up together in the street in antiquated English slang, or more succinctly, chosen family.
I feel grateful to Austin. I mean, it's allowed me to, without a degree or certain pedigrees, build something that I think is valuable, and I think many people do. Obviously, like the challenges of this place becoming super unaffordable and very difficult. It's audience-ship, not necessarily maybe being what you would want it to be for the contemporary arts. I think it's better than it was when we started, and I think that we're like on a good path, but we're like butting up against the.
I feel like it's a race to get established and achieve before it becomes unattainable.
Yeah.
I'm a fifth generation Texan. I grew up in Dallas. I've written 2 books on Texas history. We are barbarians. I mean, on every level. I mean, politically, socially, throughout Texas history, we have always been 20 years behind the rest of the country. The oil men who made billions, they all were ignorant about art. They bought all those impressionists because they were looking for social acceptance and to establish themselves to being the equivalent of the Rockefellers and the Carnegies, who frankly weren't that much above the barbarian level themselves.
We're overshadowed. And so I have an example of going to the Nasher and I was talking to the front front desk people and then saying where are you from? And I'm like, oh, I live in Austin. And they're like, oh, you guys have some stuff going on? I was like, yeah, we're like a real city.
How do you get the young people, right? Especially with all of the technology and, just really going kind of different direction, like just visual stimulation.
Alcohol seems to help.
There's good art and there's bad digital art. There's deep and shallow digital arts. It's all the same spectrum. And yeah, some artists are doing a fantastic job of exploring deep and challenging questions, of questioning the technology themselves, questioning the meaning of life, questioning how we're transitioning to a digital world.
When you own an NFT, how do you enjoy it? Do you project it on the sheet in the back of your house and admire it? I mean, do you hold it in your hand?
I feel like to get eyes, it has to be bigger than just the gallery.
There has to be entry points.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That goes away, then where does the new talent emerge? That's my fear, is that if this continues and there's no sort of plan to solve some of these problems, then how do new things come to be?
Yeah, otherwise it's just a public relations talking point, but where there's nothing real. It's just selling Austin.